So guys, imagine knowing that you're around your family and you know that you're the glue to this family, whether they know it or not. And it soon becomes very obvious to everyone else that you're the glue to the family until it's like the elephant in the room now. Everybody can see that. And regardless of what is being spun, whether it's negativity or positive energy, it's the elephant still in the room. And some people want to know, did I know this was going to happen? Did I know this was going to work out this way? Well, part of me did. That's why I guess why I'm taking this so easy. It's like knowing people are lost, knowing people don't have a direction, and knowing that you do. And so you're going to expect some stuff from people, not just family members, but whoever. That's why I'm very cautious about the relationships that I enter into these days, especially from now on. But let's just play this, guys. We're gonna do this for about 10 to 15 minutes.
Not to take over, but to tilt the balance back toward calm. And because you didn't make it obvious, people thought that things just worked themselves out. But the reality is, without your influence, things don't work themselves out. They fall apart fast. When you disappear, the atmosphere changes immediately. Conversations turn into confrontations. Minor disagreements turn into full-blown grudges. The same people who once coexisted because you were there now can't even be in the same room without...
And it's like, who cares if I know that this is going on? Who cares if majority of the people don't know that this happens? Well, you can have one person, one individual in a group of people, and that person is holding the whole thing together, whether people know it or not. Well, whether people know that, whether the majority of the people know that about this situation, or whether even I know that, at least somebody knows it, right?
Tension. The role you played wasn't about control. It was about balance. And balance is one of those things people only appreciate when it's gone. The brutal truth is most people are reactive by nature. They don't know how to manage their emotions, communicate with patience, or compromise without feeling like they've lost something. You made that possible for them without them realizing it. And now, without the regulator in the room, every unhealed wound, every hidden rivalry, and every ego they kept under wraps is running unchecked. The chaos you used to absorb has nowhere to go, so it explodes. Number 3. The glue was never the group, it was you. They believed their unity was solid, that their bond was unshakable, but the truth is, the glue holding them together was never the group itself. It was you. You were the connecting thread, the one who kept relationships from drifting apart, who made sure everyone still had a reason to come to the same table. Without your consistent presence...
I ain't even gonna lie, y'all, it's so nice that somebody else can do the talking for me, because my talking didn't work for all this time. I don't really have anything else to say. So it's so nice. I mean, this type of outreach is fantastic. It makes social media look like the best thing that ever existed.
Those invisible threads start to snap one by one, and the relationships they thought were strong suddenly feel distant, awkward, or forced. You were the one who checked in on people without waiting for them to check in on you. You remembered the important dates, smoothed over misunderstandings before they turned into permanent rifts, and created opportunities for connection when everyone else...
I tell you, man, it's like when you come into this world and you know innately that you're a peaceful being, it's almost like you are to expect trouble. Like you can grow up and you can say, man, why am I so peaceful? And everybody else is just like so rattled, so irritable, so lost, so frustrated. And you feel peace inside. You are to expect trouble when you feel like that. That's why the whole thing about, isolation, best thing that could ever happen to me is to be isolated and still, sustain myself emotionally, mentally, everything. I mean, because all you really got is your health, man. It's not about how many friends you got or how many people like you. All you have is your own health. I mean, that's it. And God, that's it. You don't have nothing else.
Was too distracted or too proud to make the effort. The warmth and togetherness they felt wasn't coming from everyone equally. It was being powered by your consistency. The reason the group looked functional from the outside was because you were constantly patching up holes. When one person drifted away, you pulled them back in. When someone was upset, you found a way
So nobody can say he think he all that, because guess what? I ain't doing the talking. This is.
to address it without making them defensive. You made space for people to feel included, even when they didn't know how to include others themselves. And because you did it quietly, they assumed it was the natural flow of the relationship. When you disappear, those hidden tensions resurface quickly. The ones who didn't really like each other now have no reason to pretend. The ones who only tolerated each other for your sake no longer feel obligated to keep the peace. Small annoyances turn into excuses to cut contact altogether. The shared moments that used to keep the bond alive become fewer and farther between. What they thought was mutual loyalty turns out to have been loyalty to you. And without you there, they realize they don't actually have that much holding them together. It's not that you were forcing connections. You were maintaining them. And when the maintainer leaves, neglect sets in. This is the part that hurts them the most. They never thought you were that important to the group's survival until the group starts crumbling. Only then do they see that the glue wasn't invisible after all. It was you, and now you're gone. Number 4. You made the dysfunction livable. They were already living with chaos, tension, and unspoken issues long before you arrived, but you somehow made it bearable. You didn't erase the problems and you didn't make everything perfect, but you carried the weight in a way that allowed others to keep going without feeling completely overwhelmed. You smoothed over arguments, absorbed frustrations, and translated emotional confusion into something people could tolerate. Your presence turned what could have been a constant storm into something like a manageable drizzle. People didn't realize how much of their comfort depended on your effort because you never made it obvious. You were the one staying calm when tempers flared, mediating between clashing personalities and finding solutions nobody else had the patience or insight to discover. Your emotional labor was silent but essential. Without it, the dysfunction doesn't disappear. It becomes fully visible, raw, and impossible to ignore. When you step away, the weight you carried doesn't vanish. Instead, it lands squarely on those who relied on you without knowing it. Suddenly, minor irritations turn into major conflicts. Old grudges that you managed to keep dormant erupt. Tasks that seemed simple become overwhelming because nobody else had learned to manage the environment the way you did. The equilibrium you created vanishes overnight, leaving people struggling to stay afloat in waters they thought were calm. The irony is that many of them never thanked you or acknowledged your role. They took your labor for granted, assuming it was natural for the chaos to be so manageable. Now, in your absence, they realize that nothing was ever truly natural. It was you holding it together. And the realization isn't just uncomfortable, it's alarming. The very same people who survived because of your quiet effort are now facing the dysfunction they've been avoiding for years, and they have no clue how to handle it. You made the unbearable livable. You gave people the space to function in an environment that would have otherwise broken them. And when you disappear, the lesson is brutal, but undeniable. The comfort they relied on was never theirs to generate. It belonged.
Like I told y'all before, I'm the stone. I'm the stone that the builders rejected. I didn't, it's not my problem, Um, it's not my problem. That's all I can say.
To you, and once it's gone, the reality they were avoiding hits like a punch to the gut. Number 5. Your absence reveals the fragile egos you protected. You spent years quietly protecting people from themselves. You caught them before they stumbled, softened truths they weren't ready to hear, and delivered feedback in ways that allowed them to grow without feeling exposed.
Guys, we're going to go ahead and usually I do 15 minutes, but uh, I want to eat some food and stuff. And I think the point is made. Um, wow. I mean, I learn something new every day. So you mean tell me that families have to come with a battery. They don't just operate off themselves. There has to be somebody in the family that provides the energy to that family. And if it's removed, and if that battery is removed, it don't work anymore. No matter what they do, it don't work. So, but the crazy thing about my situation is that they knew who I was. See, that's the whole thing about this. When we're talking about forgiveness and stuff like this, it's like, did the enemy know, you know, who you were? It's all about knowing. Did you know? Because if you didn't know, then that's different. You can forgive people for, mistakes and accidents and, even their fuck ups and stupid shit they do. But when you actually know and you choose to do bad, it's no comeback from that, man. It's no comeback from that.